Good Friday evening. My name is Todd Abraham, and you are listening to the Franchise Marketing Systems Client Spotlight podcast series on franchiseradio.net. And today we are blessed to have with us a beautiful young lady by the name of Carrie Tribble, who ironically is in the beauty business. She is all about aesthetics, and she has got a really awesome brand called Avari Beauty. And I'll let her tell you about the really neat concept behind the name of the business. But she is out of Minnesota, probably the coldest state in the country right now. So we were talking about phone the other day, and I said, it seemed like your business would do really well in the wintertime and all that cold weather, because with women being so cooped up inside, they'd want to look their best, and have that extra time to do it. But Carrie, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me, Todd.
Yes, ma'am. So give us a little bit of background about yourself. Like I said, you've got such an awesome name, Carrie Tribble. That's like so easy to remember,
I appreciate that. I usually have the Star Trek people come forward and say, Tribbles, from the episode. And so it cracks me up every time.
Right. So you're based out of what city in Minnesota?
So I'm from the Twin Cities.
Twin Cities, that's right. And
yep.
I think, isn't that like the biggest city in the state?
It is. Yep, that's our state capital too, in St. Paul.
And the temperature there is probably like negative 20 right now? Or?
Normally it is, but we're actually having different winters now. So they're warmer than they usually are.
That's good.
Yeah, so we're getting spoiled here. Yeah.
Well, I think you sent your weather down here because we've been having
no, literally. I mean, that's
nights here.
I know. You guys are getting the snow now. We're not. Yeah. It's really strange. Yeah.
That's right. It's like, serves you right, you bunch of Southerners.
Your turn.
Yeah, that's right. Your turn. So tell us first of all, tell the listeners about the name, how you come up with the name for Avari Beauty, because I love the name. It's very short, easy to remember, it just has a really, I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but a really good sound to the ears. So
yeah, and visually too. Right. I'm a visual person, obviously, and so visually too, it all came together. So I actually created the name because it's a combination of my son's name. His name is Avon, and then my name's Carrie. So I took the two first letters of his name and then the rest of mine, and then we came up with Avari. And the funny thing is, I actually didn't know it existed as a meaning, had a definition. And when I looked it up, it actually means of the heavens from the sky. So I thought that was really cool. Yeah, really, cool. Really cool. Yeah. And it just naturally played into my whole passion with creating the business and the brand's mission, which is all about really honoring our bodies for everything that they do for us, and just honoring, the concept of self-care as self-expression.
Right. And you and I talked about phone, that, women are very into looking great and taking care of themselves beauty-wise, hair, nails, eyebrows, and all that sort of a thing. So like we said, if you're just talking from a pure business standpoint, for anybody looking to buy a franchise with you, women's beauty, that sector is pretty much recession proof as long as you do what you do. And we were talking about, you have 137 5-star reviews. That's just awesome.
Yes, we've incorporated some of our cultural. So Avari Beauty is also, I'm part indigenous. So we incorporate a lot of some of our morals and values into the way that we formulate our brand and how we engage with our customers. So the customer experience is incredibly important to us, that people have a really positive experience with us, that it's, very comforting, very relaxing. So they are, not only getting excited because they're getting some sort of a beauty service done to express themselves, feel confident, but they're also being able to rest on the beds and we have perfect lighting to just, be in touch with your inner self and feel refreshed from a soul to your body, which is really good.
Yeah, that's cool. So great ambiance.
Yes.
This is crazy. Tell me, what is the meaning of the word indigenous? Because, you hear it all the time. Some words just like, wow, I bet that's tough to spell. But not only that, but what does it mean exactly? But then I looked on the calendar here this year, and there actually is a National Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yeah. Yep. So
Yeah.
it's just the recognition of being, one from the land when your people have originated from the land that you come from. And there's different types of indigenous people that are even non-Native American throughout the world,
Right.
so it's just recognizing that.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So now tell us about obviously it's common sense, but tell everybody that's listening about all the different services that you provide.
Yeah, so we first started out offering eyelash extensions, and we were the first and are the first in our industry to create sustainable eyelash extensions. So that sets us apart. And I would say that was like the biggest thing that really got people's attention on us was our lashes. And then from there on, we expanded into microblading. We do brow laminations, lash lifts, tinting, facial waxing. We also offer hydrofacials, which are really popular, sculpting facials, really great, successful chemical skin peels, which is trending and going to continuously be very popular. And then we do like microneedling or microchanneling and dermaplaning as well.
Well, I would have to have an hour with you to sit
Yeah.
down and explain to
You
me what
probably don't
all
know what
those
any of that
services
means,
mean, But any women
yeah.
listen to this will know automatically. It's like, wow, they do a lot of different things.
Yeah,
So
we do. Yeah,
yeah. So
exactly.
now, how many years have you been in business?
So I've been in business for 8 years.
That's awesome. And you already
Hmm.
have some franchisees, is that right?
Oh, not yet.
Not yet.
No, we
So,
just got approved through Minnesota to start selling.
well, very cool. Very
Yeah, we're
cool. I don't
excited.
know. I know when you franchise any business, there's about 27 states in the U.S. where you don't have to go through any separate extra filing requirements, pay extra fees, where you can just start selling franchises right away. Is Minnesota one of those states where you can start doing that, or is there like extra things you have to do?
Minnesota, I didn't realize this, but they're actually a very big hub for franchises.
Right, right.
And so their process is pretty intense. It took us probably, I think, like a year and a half to get approved through them. So
Wow.
I don't think you can just easily just start off the bat. We had to go through quite a bit. Yeah.
Well, you need to get down here to Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, because we don't require all them extra things. You just come down here and start settling, little lady. Um,
That sounds
so
good. We'll get the franchisees down there to join in
that's
sooner.
right.
So you
That's
guys come
right.
join us.
Yeah, because I'm in Southeast Tennessee. I'm in a little town called Athens, and I'm like dead center between Knoxville and Chattanooga, which are both obviously bigger and more industrious cities. So both of those would be a
Yeah.
good place for you to have
And it's beautiful
franchisees.
down there.
Yeah.
It'd be great. Another excuse for me to go down there.
Heck yeah, even Pigeon Forge, is just like 2 hours, just over 2 hours from here, and I mean that would be a phenomenal place because that's a
Yeah,
tourist town.
that would be amazing. A lot of people are looking for that when they travel. Just another reason to relax and take care of themselves where they're vacationing. Yeah,
Right,
we even
and
get people here when they're coming to Minnesota. They pop in. We get that all the time. People popping in, doing something, and leaving. So yeah.
yep, and then Gatlinburg literally is just like 15 minutes, north of Pigeon Forge. So,
Nice.
all right, so let's talk about what are you looking for? Who is your ideal franchisee?
Yeah. Okay. So I really thought a lot about this in the beginning of conceptualizing the possibility of franchising. And, our ideal candidate would be somebody who really cares deeply for creating positive, meaningful customer experiences, who wants to make a positive impact with the way that people feel about their beauty and self-care, and really focusing on making differences, when people come into their lives. Like a lot of people, I feel like that are successful in our industry are people who love knowing that they make people's day, love knowing that they can leave a positive mark on somebody. And, if you have that in mind, it's going to be easier for you to attract the right staff with similar morals and values, and therefore building even more success with what you want to do with your franchise with us.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
there is no shortcuts for excellent customer service.
Yeah.
and it's, to me, even it's important, because I'm that way as a man. I want to look my best. I want to look professional, and
Yeah.
people feel better when they look their best. I mean, it's
Yes.
just it's a confidence boost. So
Yeah.
that's really cool. So let's talk about the actual franchise cost. What is the franchise fee? What is the all-in minimum investment, the monthly royalty, and that sort of thing?
Yes. And also really quick before we do that, I do want to add to your prior, I'm going to pull up the numbers too. I do want to add that somebody that would be perfect for us is somebody who also wants to make a positive impact with the environment. So, with our sustainable eyelash extensions, we also promote more eco-friendly practices in the salon. So that's another reason what sets us apart from other salons too, is we have that approach. So somebody who
That is
cares,
very
and
cool.
yeah, and so I wanted to make sure that we mention that to other people. Okay, so the cost to buy in with us, let me go down to my numbers here. So the franchise fee is $30,000, and the estimated minimum initial investment is $120,000.
Right, which, let's point out, that includes the franchise fee.
Mm-hmm.
And then the monthly royalty is how much?
6%.
6%. And then you have a marketing fund?
We do 4%.
Okay, 4%. That's good.
Or, yeah, for local advertising, and 1% of gross sales will go to the corporate marketing fund.
Right, right. And then when you get new franchisees that come on board, will they be added as locations to your website?
Yes. Yes, we definitely want to add that to our main website as well.
Right. That definitely simplifies things, because, it just depends on the company, but some companies, they want their franchisees to have their own website. Some companies think it's better to have them. I personally think, in most cases, it's better to have them all located in one with just the locations listed, in a directory.
And with people's attention spans, you've got to make it simple. You just have to. We have like 2 seconds to capture people usually now.
Yeah.
So yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've been in website development for years, and years ago I learned early on, they said when somebody comes to your website, this has been years ago, it's probably gone down now, but they said you've got like 30 seconds to capture their attention. Mm-hmm. And when they hit your website for the first time, they need to know who you are, where you are. They need to have a contact phone number. And then what you do, some kind of a brief synopsis outline of what you do. Mm-hmm. And it needs to be visually appealing enough to capture their attention. And this is all before they start to scroll, because they said if you don't capture them in that first 30 seconds, they're most likely gone and they're not coming back. So yeah,
exactly.
And you do have a great website, by the way. Let me just tell everybody, the website is avaribeauty.com, which is a really good short domain name, AVARI beauty.com. And that there is on her website a link for the franchise information. Mm-hmm. And when you click on that, then, and this is kind of a funny story, because her and I were talking about it, and she had this great picture of herself up there on the About Us page. And I was like, but Carrie, you're not smiling. So she immediately went and changed the picture to one where she was smiling. And I thought that was really cool. It's like, because you can't see her, but I can. She has a great smile. And I thought, you need to let people see that,
Yeah, I changed it right away because that was such a good point, And it's so funny because, I think about that with my staff and whenever we do content days. And so it's like something I know. And then it's funny how I just forget about myself. So that was really funny.
Well, pretty soon, give it 5 years if the world stands, we'll probably have these AI pictures where when somebody looks at it, it'll just automatically smile and be like,
start talking to you. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So about location, let's talk about location as far as, does it need to necessarily be like a storefront location, like a strip shopping center, or would like a house location work? What's your recommendation for that?
Yes. So I would recommend a storefront location.
Okay.
Yep, exactly. I think that would just work best.
And what sort of marketing has worked best for you over this 8 years you've been in business?
Wow, what a journey. Marketing has just changed so much. So we have seen success with Google ads and Instagram ads. And then we have been doing, we still do Instagram a lot, but then we do collaborations with local influencers and things to that extent. we were doing really good on TikTok, but that's going away. So we'll just we always are watching like what's trending. We're always on top of it. And so that's something we would be providing to the franchisees as well for ideas and stuff.
Do you guys ever run any kind of like contest or promotions for clients
Yes.
to help promote?
Oh yeah. Yep. And we have like loyalty cards. We have referral cards. What we work sometimes with local businesses and do like a joint giveaway, which is really, those are really good too.
Do you have an app?
We don't have an app.
Yep.
Yep. I've thought about that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they are expensive to develop. Now I do
Yeah.
know that, and that's the reason why a lot of businesses don't have them.
Mhm.
But if that's something that you can find the right developer and can get it done right, that's always a handy thing.
Yeah.
I just had the funniest idea. You could have a contest. Say, "Girl, tell your girlfriends about this contest."
Whoever brings in the most people gets A, B,
A
C, D.
year's
Yeah.
free service or something like that. We'll wax your
Yeah.
upper lip for the whole year for free. No, that's funny. All right. So, we can't talk about specific numbers, but can you give us an idea of like what kind of revenue someone can expect to generate after they've been open for, say, 6 months to a year?
Yeah, gosh. Well, I believe in I'm kind of just thinking of our numbers. We just moved to a new spot. We've been there for a little over a year. We did have a little bit of clientele come with us, but we almost felt like we started over, and we're probably at almost 300,000
for the year.
Yeah, last year we did almost 3. Yeah.
Wow. That's
Mhm.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. And how do you charge for your services? Obviously by each individual service, but what is the average charge for the services that you do?
Yeah, so because we've added in like the facials, which is huge, chemical skin peels and microchanneling, which is becoming more and more popular. And then with the eyelash extensions, I'd say the average ticket is around like 100 or 150.
Right.
Yeah.
And then how many clients would you say your location, how many clients do you figure you average per month?
Gosh.
Roughly, just a ballpark.
Yeah, there's a lot. I don't remember, to be honest.
It'd be in the hundreds though, right?
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
I'd
pretty
have to look it
brisk,
up.
right? How many
Yeah.
folks do you employ?
So there is, let's see, I have 4, but there's 4 of us service providers, and then we have a manager.
Okay, so not too employee intensive. Now that's a good question. It leads to a good question for your franchisees, because we do have several cosmetology schools here. So, what is their best route for bringing on new employees that will provide the services?
So it's important to have good relationships with the local universities that are teaching the schools, nearby. So what we do sometimes, we will leave flyers with them, or they have like open house where we can go and like talk to students. And then we've had some good success with like Indeed posting on there. And then in the application, we do have like thorough requirements and things that we're looking for, which is really helpful. And that's something we would provide to our franchisees too, is our little model of our job, the example of the job application and what that looks like.
Right. So when somebody decides, hey, I want to buy a franchise with Avari Beauty, again, just for those who are listening, avaribeauty.com, AVARI, and the franchise information link is on the website. But from the time that they find a location, pay the franchise fee, get everything rolling, from that point they start the interest process to opening their doors. What sort of a time frame do you think that would be?
Yeah, we were talking about that. We have it about, I believe so once they sign the contract to opening the doors, I believe it was 3 months.
Right.
Yeah, something like that.
And then as far as the state requirements go, with your particular business, are there any typical state requirements as far as licensing goes?
Yes. So the owner themselves wouldn't have to worry about this as long as they're not performing or managing the location, but you would need to have somebody that has a salon manager license.
Right.
And then, of course, all of your employees would need to have their cosmetology, osteology licenses as well, or lash technician licenses.
Right. So if the good old boy Bubba decides to buy a franchise, he can't just come to us and say, I'll wax your upper lip.
Yeah, no, he would.
Like, no,
Exactly.
Bubba, you can't do that. No, no. You
Yeah,
have
so
to have
if
somebody trained and certified, okay?
we don't want that, that can't be associated with us.
You
Sorry.
cannot wear black overalls in our facility, okay, pal?
No.
That's cool. So now your son, you just had the one son. How old is he?
Yeah, he's 13.
13. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what does he think about your business? He likes what you do?
Yeah, well, he's seen it from the ground up. You know, I started it when he was like 5. And he used to be the little model. Like I do little demo videos on him, like little masks and things.
He's gonna hate you for that.
Kill me now.
Yeah.
Kill me now.
But you have some good blackmail material. You know what I'm saying?
I
It's
do.
Like when he gets to be like 16,
oh my gosh.
Date this girl and you don't like her.
Yeah, I know.
It's like,
and
I
those
will show her
videos,
these videos.
literally, like people loved those videos too. He's so cute. He was so cute. But no, he's really proud of his mom, and he's learning a lot too with business, and I'm teaching him things, and you know, maybe one day he'll be taking it over from me. Who knows? So
that's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. So there's a local construction contracting company here that advertises called. Oh God, I can think because he always has his little daughter on there, and they always have her mispronounce the name because it sounds so cute. But you know, it's Pinnacle, but she always says called Pickinal, and she's really a cute little girl. So I can just imagine, you know, and of course your son probably was spoiled by all your employees growing up too. So yeah. You're like, stop letting him do that. It's like, honey, you can't go wrong with us.
Oh, the customers were just obsessed with him too, because sometimes he'd peek in and be like, "Can I have a snack?"
That's great. That's great.
So now they can't even fathom him being so. We all can't imagine him all growing up, I should say. Yeah,
they do grow up too fast. My son is 23 now, so. All right, so let's talk about what is your vision for the company, and say a year from now, how many franchises would you like to see, and then 5 years from now, you know, realistically, what would you like to see happen?
Yeah, so you know, in a year from now, I would love to have at least 1 to 2 franchisees, because I really want to. You know, this is a newer process for us, and I really want to devote a lot of time to make sure all of this is, you know, downright seamless and everything else, and also on the back end, building support and a structure so that when we do grow and get to a bigger, you know, having more and more franchisees, I want to make sure that you know, support is going to be so important to me. It's just even how we support our employees, and trying to think of like you know, how can we build success with them, what are, you know, things that we can do or adjust as their needs change. I'm taking that philosophy and thinking about it with our franchisees, you know, so I just want to work with like probably a couple. I mean, we're open, but I really want to work with like 1 to 2 locally. And then from there in 5 years, I would love to see, you know, 15, 20, who knows? I'm open, you know, and different areas, locations. And now we're looking to focus like locally first and then expand from there. So, well,
who knows? Maybe one of your employees will become your first franchisee. You never know.
Yeah, there are a couple have talked about it, so we'll see.
Yeah, and I mean, how long has your longest employee been with you now?
So I actually started having employees probably about 3.5 years ago, and there's still one that's been with us from when we expanded into that.
Yeah, that's cool. Because I've said for years, you know, and it's true to a point. People say your customer's your client's the lifeblood of your business. And it's true to a point. But if you want to really get right down to brass tacks, your actually employees are the lifeblood of your company. Because if you treat your employees right and they're happy, your clients are going to be happy, you know? Yeah,
it's everything. You know, you have to treat everybody well. It just matters, you know, especially in this day and age. Really, you know, putting that time and effort and genuinely caring about people is huge, you know, and that goes far. So
there was a survey, I think it was on LinkedIn. I read it a while back, and it said that 80 to 85% of all employees the primary reason they quit their job is not wages, it's not work hours, work conditions, it's their immediate supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
About
Yeah.
80 to 85%. Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Well, let's talk about my favorite subject of all. Franchise marketing systems, they are really an awesome company. They just got voted best franchise consulting company in America for 2024. I can't remember who it was by, but we're all busy people. But so how did you come to know about them, and what's been your experience with them?
Yeah, I had been approached by a few different franchise firms over the years, and FMS was one of them. And I just loved their approach when they contacted me. And when I ended up speaking to them, it was just, it felt so, even just you and I talking and how comfortable it is, that's how it felt with when I was talking to them. And I could tell
No
that,
pressure.
yeah, no
Yeah.
pressure, totally genuine, real, honest. I didn't feel like they were just trying to, get me to work with them. It was a
Right.
very genuine process with them, and that's why I ended up going with them. And the funny thing too is it turns out that they have known a person that franchised in my hometown who is also Native American, Famous Dave's. So they know that they knew him, and I thought, oh, that's kind of cool to have that connection as well. So yeah, so there was that connection with that.
So you are part Native American then?
I am.
What do you know? Which tribe?
Yeah, so I'm from Lakudere is my tribe, and that's from northern Wisconsin.
That's cool. So this is a
Mm-hmm.
funny story. So for years, because I have Cherokee Indian blood that runs on my side of the family, and so for years, my mom's telling me, what percentage of Cherokee she was, so that I would tell people, I was like, well, I'm like 25% Cherokee Indian, and then so like 5 or 6 years ago, something like that, my mom gets a DNA test, and she realizes she's only 7% Native American. I thought, I've been lying to people all these years because you didn't know the truth. Too funny. Too funny.
That is
Um,
funny.
but I will tell you, it's really cool because I lived in Cottage Grove, Oregon for 8 years before I moved to Southeast Tennessee. And every year they would do a Native American, like a festival there. And they put on all of their Native American.
Regalia.
Yeah. And man, that's just beautiful. I mean, to see that kind of culture, that used to be so predominant, 200 years ago. All right. So again, you're listening to the Franchise Marketing Systems Client Spotlight podcast series on franchiseradio.net. My name is Todd Abraham. We're talking today with Ms. Carrie Tribble of Avari Beauty, the website avaribeauty.com, AVARI. Awesome website, awesome company. Again, if you're interested in the franchise aspect of it, you can click on the franchise link on the website and it'll give you a lot of information. But if you are an entrepreneur, maybe you're already in the women's beauty business, maybe you own a hair salon or you want to own a hair salon or something along those lines, this is a really good opportunity because, again, the franchise fee is only $30,000. That's $5,000 less than the average franchise fee. The monthly royalty is only 6%. Marketing fee is 4%. Corporate marketing is 1%. But the all-in investment is only about $120,000, which again is considerably lower than what you would spend, say, if you opened a restaurant franchise or something like that. Carrie, I have had a blast. This has been really fun. Any
Same.
closing remarks before we sign off here?
Yeah, I feel like, if you feel connected to this, you feel connected to our brand, our mission, there's more information you can read on our website. Reach out. We would love to talk to you and meet you. And thank you for listening.
Yeah, yep. So, and if you are interested in buying a franchise with this company, you can contact me directly, Todd Abraham, at 423-381-0925, and I will get you in touch with the lovely Carrie, and we'll get the ball rolling for you, and we'll even wax your upper lip for free if you buy a franchise. No, I'm totally kidding there. That's really bad humor, but it's funny. It's funny.
That's hilarious.
I made the franchisor laugh. Okay, give me a break. Give me a break. Carrie, thank you so much.
Absolutely, Todd. Thank you again.
Yes, and thanks everyone for tuning in.